Howdy all, lovely to see you all again. I've had a million requests for this one, so we're going to be having a look at Avenged Sevenfold. It's sad, but this means war. Sorry, always get those two mixed up. Let's take a look.
Hide my face again, harbor in the shadow.
Alright guys, for this particular Avenged Sevenfold song we're in drop D tuning, as always, which goes D, A, D, G, B, E. So get yourself in tune and we'll get started. Alright guys, let's take a look at the first section. I want to begin with the natural harmonic on 5 of the 3rd string. Then when we get to that, I'm going to bend the whammy up. So we're going to pull instead of push down, and we want to do sort of 3 flutters at the top. Now, if you don't have a sustainiac or the dimebuckers to get the extra hot pickup sound, the squills are around 2 and 3 as natural harmonics. What I do to compensate for that is I play 8th fret of the 2nd string and then vibrato the crap out of my whammy. So you can do an artificial harmonic on that 8th fret of the 2nd string. After that, we sort of want to work up to a D minor pentatonic. What I'm doing here is a slight pulled flutter, so we're sharpening the note. I'm playing 13 of the 2nd and then pulling off to the 10, and then doing a pull off from 12 to 10 on the 3rd string. You notice I'm not pulling off any of these notes, so we're doing a lot of hammer-ons from nowhere, i.e. hammer-ons to different strings, and I'm doing this little phrase. I do 4 of those. And then we'll work down a straight pentatonic phrase. So hopefully what we've got thus far is making sense. We've got the natural harmonic at the start, then the squeal, sorry about that, and then we work through this. And we'll work down the final run. Now this one I tend to flutter in, so I'm doing a light pulse pushing in there. So what I'm doing here, pushing down that 13 of the 2nd string and then pulling off to the 10. And then pulling off 12-10 of the 3rd, and then I want to repeat 12-10 of the 3rd. So it's going to go. But when I hit the 12 of that, I'm going to do a light pulse on the whammy, and then pull off 12-10 on the 4th. So we're going to go. Okay, then the next one goes. What I'm doing here is a pulse on 12-10 on the 4th string, and then I'm jumping to what have I got here? 7-5 on the 4th. So it goes. So the next little bit that I do after I've done 7-5 is I do it again, and then I want to pull off 8-5 on the 5th string, and then I've just got a quick pulse back to 8 with the whammy. So altogether this phrase really slowly. You've got to be pretty aggressive with the whammy and aggressive with your hammer-ons from nowhere. A bit of distortion helps, a bit of speed and rage also helps. So let's try and put all of section 1 together thus far. We work through this. Let's try that one more time with some tabs. Okay, so the start of the 2nd section, I'm going to be doing dual bends with my left hand and also doing a whammy dive on my right hand, just to bring. The 2nd section is going to start with some dual bends with a whammy dive. So what I want to do is I'm going to start from 6 of the 2nd string and 8 of the 3rd. But while I'm doing that, I want to start on the downward. So you want to be pressing the whammy down As you bring the bend up, you can also bring the whammy up. I'm going to do the same idea with my pointer on 9 of the second string to 11 of the third. So we're just doing that on both of those ideas. After that, I flick to my neck pickup to get the shreddy sound happening. We're going to work through a couple of arpeggios and shreds. It is pretty freaking fast, but if we break it down, it's not too scary. So let's have a look at this initial sweep. I want to use my ring finger on 12 of the 5th and the 4th. And then from there, I'm going to play 10 of the 3rd, the 2nd, and the 1st. Okay, then from that point, I'm going to work down a little scale. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing 13, 12, 10 on the 1st string, same on the 2nd, and then we get that flat 5E, blues pentatonic 5, the same fingering on the 3rd. And then at the end of that, I'm just playing 12, 10 on the 4th. So altogether of this chunk, that's better. And then we work through this little sweep. So this is just an inversion of D minor starting from F. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing for the sweep, 15 of the 4th, 14 of the 3rd, 15 of the 2nd, and then, what have I got here? 13 of the 1st. And then I go... So the run back on this one, I'm playing 17, 16, 13 on the 1st string. And then I've got two little sort of bluesy chromatic ideas. I'm playing 15, 14, 13 on the 2nd string. Sort of go. Then a similar idea, but playing from 14, 13, 12 on the 3rd string. So thus far. And then a cheeky 15, 12 at the end of that on the 4th string. Thus far, this is what we should have. What I've got here now is another inversion of a D minor arpeggio starting from a different F, but I'm working through this sweep. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing 20 of the 5th string, and then I'm playing 19 with my ring finger on the 4th and the 3rd string. Okay, then from there I jump to 18 of the 2nd, and then 17 of the 1st. Okay, then from this point it gets a little pentatonic-y, so I'm going to play 22, 20, 17. And then what I want to do here is play 21, 20, 18 on the 2nd string. And then the next little chunk I do, I want to play 19, 18, 17 on the 3rd string. So from the little shred, you can hear the bluesiness there. Okay, then we work into this last chunk. Okay, let's slow this down. I want to start from 10 of the 3rd string, and then I want to hammer 7 to 10. Sort of go. After that, I've got to pull off from 8 to 7 on the 3rd, and then that jumps to 10 of the 4th. So I'll play that whole phrase a little slower. Okay, then from there, I've got to hammer on from 7 to 10 on the 3rd, and then a pull off from 10 to 8 on the 2nd. So altogether, ending on 10 of the 3rd, and then there's a bit of a shreddy run after that. So it starts off diatonic, there's a quick moment of chromatic in there as well. So I'm going to play 7, 8, 10 on the 3rd string, and then the chromatic goes 8, 9, 10, 11 on the 2nd. Okay, then we end on 8 of the 1st string, 11 will be the beginning of the next section. So we'll just end on 8 of the 1st. That's the whole section. So let's take it from the bends with the whammy dive from the start. We'll start on our bridge pickup and then jump to the neck when we get to the shreds. Switch the pickups and then we work through the sweeps. One more time with some tabs. Okay, so now we're going to look at section 3. This is when things slow down and get a little bit more melodic. So I'm going to start from 11 of the first string, light vibrato, and then... So what I've got there is another pick with a full tone bend from that 11, another pick, then I resolve that to the 10 of the first string, and then I'm going to this. What I've got here is a semitone bend on 10 of the second string, and then I bring it back down and give it a light vibrato at the bottom. Then I work into this. So that little phrase there was playing 10, 11 to 13 of the second string. So all together. At the end of that, I want to do this. So what I've got here is 2 pull-offs in a row. I'm playing 11 of the second string, pulling off to 10, and I do that twice. And I want to resolve that idea to 12 of the third. Let's have a look at the whole thing thus far. Okay, then we'll work through this phrase. Let's slow that down. So what I'm doing here, I'm playing 12 of the third string and then 10 of the second, and then we're going to borrow that pull-off phrase again. Okay, so we're doing a pull-off from 11 to 10 on the second string, and then jumping back up to 12 of the third. So all together, at the end of that, I'm going to work into sort of, I guess, what would be an E flat major or D sharp major arpeggio. So what I've got here is I'm playing 12 of the third, 11 of the second string, and then 13 of the first string. At the end of that, I'm playing 11, 10, 11 on the first string, so it'll go. That's the whole section. Let's try and do it relatively slowly, and then we'll do it again with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Okay, last section. I want to start off with an arpeggio from 12 of the third string. What I'm doing here is I'm playing 12 of the third, a flat finger on 11 of the second to 11 of the first, and then I'm going to play 13 to 15 on the first string. Hopefully that's all making sense. So what I'm doing here, a semitone bend on 17 of the first string, bringing it down, then jumping to 15 of the first, and then I jump it up to 15 of the second, and from here I go. So what I've got here is 15 of the second, and then I'm playing 15, 17, 18 on the first string. So all together thus far. Slow that down, Chris. Then we work into this. What I've got here is a full tone bend from 18 of the first string, and then I'm bringing that back down to 17, and then we'll work into some other stuff after that. So let's try the whole thing thus far one more time, and then we'll work into the next chunk. Okay, then we'll work into this last little bit. Let's slow that down. I want to start by playing 14, 17, 15, and then back to 14 again on the first string. Okay, then I play 18 of the second to, 15 of the second to 15 of the third. So all together. Then I want to play 14, 15 after that on the third. So it'll go. And then after that, I'm going back to the 14 again. So it'll go. At the end of that chunk, I've got a big full tone bend from 15 of the third string. So there's quite a lot of action between that 15 and the 14. So 15, 14 twice, and then just the big bend. All right, let's work through that little chunk from the 14 to the first, and then we'll add the last chunk. Hopefully that's all making sense, and then I work into this phrase. And that's it. So let's try this last arpeggio. What I've got here is a flat finger playing 15 of the third, 15 of the second, and 15 of the first. And then I want to play 17 of the second, and then pull off. So it'll go... After the 18 I hit, I want to pull off back to that 17. So it'll go... Okay, and then I'm going to pluck the 15 again after that. So all together. Okay, then I want to play 18 of the second string, and then hammer 15 back to 18, so it'll go. Okay, at the end of that phrase I go... So what I've got here is a hammer on from 15 to 16 on the second string. And then I want to hit the 15 again and give it some nice emotional vibrato to finish it off. So from that last little arpeggio, a bit slower. Alright, that's the whole section. Let's try and do it relatively slowly, and then we'll do it again with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. And that was the solo to This Means War by Avenged Sevenfold. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. I'll catch you real soon.